This is the Scenario Radio Show, real talk with a playlist.
All right, guys, you are back with the Scenario Radio Show. While you have a few moments, please check us out online at thescenarioradioshow.com. You can check us out on YouTube as well as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Scenario Radio Show. We're having a great conversation about having a seat at the table. Please join us for all of our content online. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Van.
All right. We're continuing our conversation today. A seat at the table. We are talking about food, apartheid, food security, all of those things that are important in that area. We've been having a great conversation so far. Now we've got with us Miss Pearl Frierson from the Brooklyn Heights Community Garden. It's great to have you. I've had a chance to speak to you, and I was looking forward to this chance to really just have you share with us about your story and everything. So you started a community garden quite a while back. What was it that motivated you to do it? What was the reason you decided it needed to be done?
Well, so my history, I have doors. And so we moved in this neighborhood about 24 years ago, and all the children would come to our home. And so I wanted to give them something of substance other than just playing, doing hair, reading, which all this stuff is good, math, all is good. But one of the young men, he was an up-and-coming football player, and he got killed. So that motivated me. I really, really, really needed to do something for the children to change them from the inside out. So that's how the birth of the Brooklyn Heights Community Garden happened. That happened over 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And I know we healed from the cellular level, so that was part of the journey to doing this. I'm just doing. Actually, it makes me feel good to do this garden, and then it has a whole lot of other attributes that I was not aware of. They say I'm an activist. I'm just a mom. I'm just a granny and a mama doing the best that she know how.
So yeah, go ahead, KB.
So, Miss Pearl, when you started your garden, what did you start out with growing, and kind of where it's gone now? Did you expect it to grow as big as it's grown now from when you first started your garden? So, first of all, just what did you start your garden out with?
Okay, we had about we had about 12 raised beds when we started. Young man named Jeremy helped me to make the beds, and Sizway Herring, he helped me. So we had everything you could cram into a bed. We had cucumbers, squash, onions, tomatoes, about 6 different varieties of tomatoes, cantaloupe, which didn't grow good, watermelons didn't grow well, and we had turnip greens, spinach, a whole lot of different herbs, sage, peppermint, spearmint, and what else was it? Squash. We had squash. If you want, you can put it in the kitchen. Okay. Peace and love. Okay. So a young lady named Bridget just come stand and get right here from me. They a lot of people help with this garden. She just coming now to drop off some cilantro.
Hey.
So this is a community effort. She lives way in Laverne and came to Nashville to drop off cilantro, thank you, baby, and some flowers. She does it all the time. So if it wasn't for the whole community getting with us, we wouldn't exist as greatly as we are.
Yeah. So how did you get people in the community involved? I mean, it's one thing to start a garden, and it was obviously something that was important to you. What was it that you were able to do to motivate people to want to get involved and drive from all over and contribute?
To be totally honest, I have freaking good energy, and I write down stuff. I do visualization, motivation, those stuff, and I do. I write down, make it plain, and I just let them know that they're welcome, that we all need each other. And so when I plant it in their hearts and minds that we are one, they get it. Now, a lot of people don't get it, but the ones who get it, they run with it. And the ones who don't get it, we keep just showing them that there's a place for you, you know. So, and that's mainly how I done it. Word of mouth, Facebook. Got somebody doing the Instagram, Facebook. Somebody's doing a lot of emailing for me. So I have a pretty good board now. When I started out by myself, it was just myself. And I would just say these prayers into the universe. And I said, you build it, they will come. That was my premise.
Mm.
And I knew that it was bigger than me. I knew that these kids, because what most people do, they throw them away. And I was a throwaway child, but I had a good mom and daddy. But, you know, I was always doing stuff that was negative, but it was to get attention. So what I do with all the children, even the ones in the gangs and stuff, I talk to them. And I just let them know that, right, you know, when you come around me, that what we're gonna do something constructive with human beings first off, and we spirit encased in a human body. So that's what I tell them. They get that. They don't like religion too much,
Uh-huh.
or they don't want nobody to tell them what to do. So I just put in a question for them, and I just show up and meet them where they are.
Hmm. That's
See, I
all
told you,
right.
Miss Pearl is out here, vibrating on these higher energies. You already
Yeah.
see. You can
Mm.
tell. You can tell. I knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, who collects and how do you distribute the produce from your garden, and how far is your reach?
Okay. What we do is our motto is you work, you eat. And the older generation, the ones who can't work, we just give them some food. And I have a young lady named Ashley Bond. She's the program director, plus she's a professor. Woo, she brings a plethora of knowledge. So she's showing me how to make a learning garden, which we have homeschoolers come and they learn about the whole cycle of how to grow the vegetables. Then we have a production garden where we sell the stuff. Because all these years I've always given it away. I had some homeless people that I was feeding for years, and so now it's we have a process. You have to sign this, go on the website, sign up, which I'm getting used to. Somebody's doing it for me. But you go on
Uh-huh.
the website, you sign up, you come get the produce, and if you don't have monies, you got an arm and leg and neck and back. You're gonna do some work.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lord.
Little sweat equity right there. Little
There
sweat
you go.
equity.
Yeah.
It's my preference to have sweat equity because it takes so long to weed. You got to stay on abreast of it, and so we have like 4 plots that makes up the Brook Heights Urban Farm. I mean, Garden
Uh-huh.
Urban Farm. So it's a lot of weeding that's got to take place. And then you got to stay abreast of when the stuff is ready to harvest. So I used to have people living it with me before the pandemic. That was half of their rent was sweat equity,
Okay.
and I made them sweat.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more with Miss Pearl before we let her go, because I want to find out a couple of things about this process and how she works it, and maybe it'll give those who are interested in doing the same thing, they can figure out how to do it as well. But right now, we're going to keep our playlist going with Schoolboy Q, Collard Greens, right here on the Scenario Radio Show.
All
When we
right.
come back, we got a little bit more with Miss Pearl. Y'all stay tuned.
This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist.
That's the scenario.